All right, we're back, everybody. June. It's June. Summer is in session. Yeah, summer is in session. Jeff Sessions. Piece of shit. Let me tell you something about these politicians. Fuck them. That's what I'm going to say. Okay. I don't hold back on here, you know? If you want me to hold back, you're going to have to fucking go somewhere else, alright? I'm going to be on a soapbox for most of the podcast, period. Just the way it is. It's just the way it is. I don't hold the fuck back. I'm on a pedestal. I'm on a fucking soapbox. I don't give a shit what the man wants me to say. I do it my way. I'm pissed. I'm fucking pissed, okay? I'm pissed off today. I'm fucking pissed. Don't even get me started. You know, if you just don't have an audience, like, compared to any other podcast, like, people really are not gonna put you as a priority. It's kind of funny how, if you think about, if you have a big podcast, nobody's gonna, like, be like, I'll reschedule, or I'm gonna, you know, I don't know, I'll have to fit that. It's just gonna be like a number one priority if it's like a big podcast, obviously. But, and I just kind of get bored of not, I guess that's why I have a guest here and there, because I just like get bored of myself. And I don't really hardly ever even want a guest. So, you know, these people that, like, I guess I was thinking about, you know, there's all these podcasts where they just kind of interview guests. Like, that's most podcasts where it's just the focus is on the guest. And it's like, you know, people always say, like, this guy's an amazing interviewer. Dude, this guy's like an unparalleled. And it's like, I mean, all you have to do to get that moniker is don't say like anything and let the guest go. That's all you have to do. I mean, I've listened to, and I guess it's true, because, like, if you do have a guest on, that is the focus of the episode. It's not, your guest is kind of there, just like, I guess that would be a co-host. I don't know, but I just have been seeing these, like, comments on, and no offense to these podcasts, but just like even Rogan, Lex Fridman, just like talking about, well, I guess if you get out, I don't know, I guess if you really dig, like, how they said Howard Stern used to get a lot out of his guests, like, oh, he got him to open up like no one else did. I guess that's a skill. But then a lot of times, if you listen, really all they're doing is just sitting there and not saying anything, which I do most of the time. And I could definitely do that. But, like, I feel like I like the ones that get, like, maybe push a little bit and get stuff out of the guest, but just sitting there and just not saying anything at all. I don't know, you know? I mean, I just don't know. I don't know if is that a skill? Like, it's just like, I guess, like, if most people don't listen in life, and I guess it's like, oh, he's a great listener. I guess that's what it is. I don't know. But sometimes I'm just like, is that all it is really? It's just like letting the guest go on, and you just like sit there and go, like, that's what Rogan does. He's yes, yeah, very interesting. Yes, very interesting. Now what, yes, go on. All you do is every like 10 minutes you go, You just go, or you go, you don't sniff, but you go, That's like it. That's like the great interviewer skill. He's an amazing interviewer. Like, yeah, I get if you get stuff out of the guest. But if you're just going, and like the guest goes on, I don't know. Maybe I'm like just jealous of these guys, you know. But not. But again, I don't really want to be doing that. Like, why? My view is like, why even have? I guess my podcast is more just like getting off, some steam. Getting on my soapbox and just letting it out. That's what I do. I just use it as I.
I use mine as therapy. I like use my podcast as like a form of therapy. Like I totally like do. Like oh my god, I like use my um I use my podcast as like my own therapy, you know? It's like I go on my couch and then I'm talking to myself as a therapist. Like, and I'm picturing a therapist with like bearded old guy that goes, oh, tell me more about that. Yeah, tell me.
That's another thing. It's like, dude, is that what a good therapist is? Is going.
Tell me more about that.
I guess I have had experiences where I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I would want to be guided in the right direction. Like I probably do. I guess if your guest is being that interesting, then you just not have to really say much if they're that interesting. But then at that point, I'm like, why didn't the guest? Well, I don't know. Everybody has their own podcast now. Uh, this is just an inside the studio about podcasts.
Yeah, I'll be on your podcast. You be on my podcast. Come on.
That's kind of what they do. Like if you look at a podcast, any podcast you listen to, look up if the guest has a podcast, and then I bet you the host will be on their podcast, and then it's just literally like a pay for play type of scheme, and it works that way with comedy, and probably in Hollywood too. I'm guessing, I mean that's actually like not really moral. Like one time in my old job, I worked on a course about corruption or something in company policy, and it was like saying you can't really do a quid pro quo thing like that. Like, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, But everybody does that in life. How do you not do that? Everybody does that. Like, every podcast you ever listen to, they're then going to go on the guest podcast after that episode. Like that. Or like, like I said, in the amateur comedy world that I've been a little tiny bit dipping my toe in, they like every time there's a show, like say someone runs a show, like hosts their own stand-up show, they book their friends or something, or they book somebody else that has a show that they want to then get on, and then that usually happens. I mean, so that is like the entire I don't know everything about, Hollywood, but like at least the comedy world seems to be pretty high on that. Like that's all life is scratching someone's back and they scratch your it's a lot of scratching, a lot of back scratching, backstabbing too. And that's just a more aggressive form of quid pro quo. You stab my back, I stab yours. You kill my wife, I'll kill yours. Come on, capiche? Uh, oh, I want to be on this guy's show. I guess I'll book him on my. Like, that's all of stand up as far as my experiences. Um, and I don't really think, like, the actual stand up business, like the comedy, real venues and real, like, Louis C.K. type, I don't know, professional comedians, you get past that. I guess you just try to get booked at real clubs, and then you just have to impress the owner. Or whoever books the club. But all the amateur shows are just, I want to get on this guy's show, I'll put him on my show. And it seems like podcasting is the same thing, because it seems like if people don't have like a manager in that, like they will only associate with their friends, like I'll book my friend, he books me back on his show. And I don't know if that's corruption. Is that, but it kind of isn't like it, if you were totally like 100% moral, you'd be like, I'm not even gonna book my friends. I'm gonna, but that's like ridiculous, So it's like that's just a gray area, really. Anyways, thanks for coming to the ethics class. To the ethics in the workplace seminar. Now you don't want to do a quid pro quo. Scratch my back. Everybody, take a shot every time I talk about back scratching on this. Look, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Come on. The cat kingdom knows all about that. That's where it came from. No, I was going to do this fake interview myself thing. I might do that eventually. As a joke, because I can't get a guest anymore. But it's actually kind of hard. I'd have to edit that and everything. And I don't like doing any kind of effort for this, so I don't even like speaking. I wish I could just like have a thing that transcribed my thoughts and it came out like Stephen Hawking. Oh, it was like off camera this whole time. Yeah, my computer's all like weird. I did this Windows update and then I had to it just uninstalled shit for no reason. And my camera wasn't working and now I have to start from scratch. Or I had to figure it out. It's figured out now, obviously, but yeah, I don't know. I cleaned up my apartment a little bit today. You gotta do that sometimes, you really like. It's kind of like spiritual cleansing. It's not just a cleansing of your space. And I don't like to call it an apartment. I call everything a space. Because that's the new thing to do, is call everything a space, not a room, not a place. Now, when we're talking about your living space versus your workspace or your, I don't know, romantic space. Now, what do you want for your play space might be a little different than your just regular living space. But I like to really kind of organize my apartment in a way where it's very feng shui. I just like to have a spiritual cleanse, and I just like to put an enema in my nether region, and I'll just go ahead and cleanse myself, because everybody kind of likes to do these cleanses, oh, I'm detoxing, I'm cleansing. But what is the most cleansing thing you can do is really just to go ahead and get up there and just clear out your digestion with a nice enema, with a nice, and you'll be on the toilet, don't get me wrong, for half a day at least. But that's what you want, and that's a very meditative place to be. People think of oh, I have food poisoning, I was on the toilet for 12 hours. But what you could do on that toilet, in that space, in that relief area, and you can really rename your bathroom anything you want. You can call it your cleansing space, because you're really cleansing and getting rid of all the waste out. If you have a bidet, even better. And look, don't feel guilty if that bidet gives you a little bit of extra pleasure, if you know what I mean. It does feel good. Okay, I don't really know exactly what a bidet does. I'm gonna have to Google. I'm gonna have to go on bidet. Everybody kind of has one now. Everybody just started doing that. Ditch the toilet paper. Well, first of all, look, it's not because I get off on a bidet. But look at this. This is already gross. I just Googled bidet, nothing else. And Wikipedia, according to Wikipedia, Bidet is a plumbing fixture or type of sink intended for washing the genitalia and anus of the human body. There you go. Well, I guess the wiping will do the same thing, but the genitalia? I don't think you're wiping that when you're... What if you did? Every time I could take a piss, I have Clorox wipes, and I just wipe down my dick and balls. Because you never know what environment... Like, you know, we don't want pollen in our nose. But does that get in your, like, pee hole? Does that get in your little guy? You know, cleanse. Really cleanse. No, just, you know, when we think of cleansing, you know, you might just think of like a meditation type of spiritual cleanse, or just waxing, or, you know. And those are great. I wax my sack every day. I make sure it's as smooth as eggs, like Dave Chappelle said. This is just, there's no way to not be a weirdo. And it might, I mean, don't get me wrong, it might be great, like, because, you know, I do hate, everybody hates getting the pieces of poo still stuck in your beehole. You know, you put the paper, the TP up there, and you kind of try to get it out, but I mean, sometimes, let's face it, some a little bit half in there still, and it just doesn't feel like, I just feel like I'm not cleansed like I should be. So I get a bidet, and that is a bowl or receptacle designed to be sat on in order to wash one's genitalia, perineum, whatever, I don't really know, inner buttocks and anus. Now, if you're a pervert, you will buy a bidet and try to act like it's just for the environment, or just for the you know, to be more cleansed or something. But let's be honest, there's probably a lot of gay. And now I'm not trying to like hate, like make fun of gay people, but it's against God. No. But they got to be using these, right? I mean, if they're going, well, a lot of people eat ass. A lot of people be eating that ass. And they probably use one of these, right? Because you really got to cleanse. Look, I just don't need to. I mean, just personally, like, maybe I'm like I don't know. Everybody's a fucking freak now. I mean, there's something is going to happen next, okay? Now, you know, it's been for years now, not recently. I eat ass now. Now everybody eats ass. It's like, all right, first of all, there's going to be something next after that. What's the next thing? I mean, we're going down. Society's crumbling. We all know that. Society's ending. And the only way I think we can save society is, at this point, is to just, everything is kind of, you know, how like YouTubers are more watched than like mainstream news. They just have to go, all right, that's where the news is now. The only way to really save society is just to go where everybody can be like an independent journalist, or do their own thing. I don't know. But that might not save this that I'm talking about, sex stuff. You know, like years ago, I bet nobody would even think that it would be okay to just say I eat ass because of the like social ridicule. Like, it was just not. And now that it's like acceptable to do anything, pretty much, the only thing that like is kind of taboo still is incest, but it's only kind of. Let's be honest. I mean, if you go on Reddit, or if you go on anything, I mean, that's kind of gaining in popularity. And you cannot believe me, but just Google incest porn, and it's like you know the top results. It's gone up dramatically, and I don't know if that really means that's gonna actually take off, like incest for real. But you do see more, I mean, I don't know what's after eating ass being the most. It's like the populous, more like most popular thing to do now. It seems like people like don't do sex and they just eat ass all the time. Do you want to have sex? Oh, you're boring. But like, what do you get out of that? I don't really. Probably just like tickles if you get it, and then if you do it, it's just disgusting. I mean, guys don't like to admit they would. Guys don't say they get it because they think it's gay to get that or get pegged or whatever. It's kind of the same. But if guys are like really vocal about I eat ass, they probably get it too, I'm guessing, and they just don't say it. And if so many people like bidets, that's kind of I mean, that's like a logical extension of everybody eating ass is getting a bidet, and then uh I mean, I imagine you sit on a bidet and it's just like, whoa, because it shoots up there or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. The more enthusiastic someone is about, it's always dudes. That's what's weird about it to me. The people that I see talk and like enthusiastic about bidets are guys. Do girls love them? Do girls even like them? Oh, I guess other countries use bidets. Um, of course, it was invented in France. Is that surprising to anybody? That's probably just a posh thing to do. Look at this. What the fuck? Looks like she's pissing into a bucket or something. I mean, what's so... I don't know. It just seems like because they're not... It seems like they would be... I don't know. It just seems like they would be harder to maintain and like not as effective. You probably need a good one, right? To really not have to use toilet paper. I mean, it is weird that I've only seen like middle-aged guys like rave about bidets. The female millennial market. Oh, so I guess it used to be considered feminine. Maybe they used it, and now guys are like all about it because guys are just going gay now. Like every guy is gay now, even if they're not gay. If you know what I mean. They just kind of are like, I like to get pegged. I like to have my wife fuck other guys. Like that's kind of what like mainstream media is like acting like men do now. It's kind of, I mean, CNN had an article that me and my friend always talk like where they were basically trying to frame cuckolding as like normal and that it's good for your marriage. I don't know if it's been deleted, but and that's kind of ironic. This was 2018, guys. I found it.
Cuckolding can be positive for some couples, study says. 2018 by Ian Kerner.
Definitely not a guy that just likes being cuckolded and now he's trying to like frame it like, no, this is this is normal. It's not just me being a pervert. So what if I own a bidet and enjoy ass play?
Cuckolding can be positive for some couples.
It's not like the headline should really
say some couples actually benefit from, or no.
I don't know. How would you honestly, like, hey, cuckolding, some couples, I don't know, like the headline itself kind of is like trying to defend it or something. This is just hilarious because they're right.
This is a quote, in our current political climate, the term cuck, short for cuckservative, has become an insult of the so-called alt-right. Aimed at men they view as spineless as emasculated.
Well, Lots of men are now. I mean, it's not about politics.
The slur has its roots in the concept of cuckolding. But according to a recent study by David Lay, acting on cuckolding fantasies can largely be a positive experience for many couples, hardly a sign of weakness. References to cuckolding appear in literature.
This is really hard to believe.
Appear in literature as early as the 13th century, usually in the form of male characters who fear that their child has been sired by another man during an act of. Oh, yeah.
Is that well? Yeah, but that's like about your wife cheating. That's not at all. This look, this obvious cuckold fan, author of this article, is acting like guys that worried that their wife secretly cheated so that their kid isn't theirs is cuckolding. They're not in, but it's not guys that would enjoy that or fantasize about, oh, what if my wife, ooh.
If only my wife sired. My child sired by another man? Oh, that would be naughty, wouldn't it? So naughty I have to shut my door and go in my room by myself. Don't interrupt me while I think about that. Today, however, cuckolding has become fetishized into a powerful sexual fantasy for some men. Women also share this fantasy, but less so than men. Interesting.
I wonder if. So I guess I feel like most of the wives that go along with this just wanted to cheat or just don't like the guy anymore, and they're like, all right, fine, I guess I'll have sex with other guys. But then doing it I couldn't. Oh, God. So this guy, I mean, either he's a cuckold fan himself, or he just is doing it because he thinks, the imaginary, for the most part, alt-right is against cuckolding. The right is against cuckolding, so I'm going to now defend it on CNN. This I don't believe either.
God, I can't believe this. Indeed, the numbers suggest that cuckolding, or at least thinking about it, is more common than one might imagine. For his forthcoming book, Tell Me What You Want, Leigh Miller surveyed thousands of Americans and found that 58% of men and about a third of women had fantasized about cuckolding.
No, that's not true. I'm kind of picturing that Michael Peterson guy from The Staircase documentary writing this. Men are more likely to fantasize about cuckolding, and they do it more often, but there are a number of women who have these fantasies as well. Oh my God. Initially viewed as a heterosexual phenomenon, had long gotten letters from straight couples into cuckolding, usually initiated by the husband. Oh, she knows I'm bi, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, that's kind of, it seems like women really aren't into it. If it said what, it's prevalent among gay men. Interesting. That's probably because they just don't settle down, though. Why make this article? Why do this? Imagine if he has a wife and she's like, what the fuck? What? I just saw your article. You want to talk to me or what?
Research found for the most part, cuckolding tends to be a positive fantasy and behavior. Yeah. Yes, we did. Like,
what kind of research did they do?
We did some research on cuckolding, and we found it was pretty fun. Yeah.
Nobody. If you're like in a couple and you're both freaks, maybe it'll work. But like, you can't act like this is health. This doesn't make sense. It's agreed upon cheating or something.
But listen, a word of caution. For couples who do decide to move forward, it's important to take things slow. The reality of watching your spouse have sex with someone else, or knowing they're doing it if you're not there, is often very different than the fantasy. take baby steps and keep talking. Now, what baby steps have you been taking?
Oh my god.
Yeah, me and Cynthia, we're taking baby steps. We don't want to jump in feet first into the deep end here. We're really trying it.
Yeah, it's fine. References to cuckolding appear as early as the 13th century. You mean guys who worried about their wives cheating? Like, yeah, of course. Caveman days probably would, I can't imagine that many cavemen being like, oh, my wife fucking another guy. I just don't get it, man. It's by that Dan Savage guy. I think he had like an MTV show. I think he's gay too. What do you know about straight couples? Like, I just hate how everything is politicized now. It's weird. Like, I don't know. Who has time to do all this shit? Have you guys incorporated
dog play? Have you incorporated puppy play into your marriage? It's very fun. You just dress as a doggy. Maybe you could try a doggy and a kitty. Your wife dresses a kitty or a doggy, and you just kind of have animal play, pet play. Maybe even make your own dog house and litter box. Kind of pal around, get a sandbox, and pretend it's like you're out in the wild. Just like have play. Just play. Play is very good for.
I mean, you're like I'm sick of these people acting like everybody is a freak like they are. Like, how many, like, what, 15% of the globe would be like, I want to try cuckolding? I mean, maybe, look, I don't know. Guys are more feminized now, so maybe that's making people, more guys want to do that. I don't know. But, oh my God. Man, the media is so desperate for clicks now. Like, I don't know. Let's still talk about COVID. There's a COVID wave. Don't think we're out of the woods yet, everybody.
Don't get comfortable yet. We got monkeypox. We got. Hey, everybody, don't forget, we're still in a pandemic, okay? Click here, please. Or you're gonna die. Your family's gonna die, you fucking cunt. Oh, do you think you're going back to normal? Your life's gonna get? Don't forget. Yeah, new normal.
Yeah, like that was funny. Like the whole new normal. They acted like it kind of did change everything, but they acted like that's the whole thing is with Meta and like Zoom. They acted like everybody's just, well, this is life now. I mean, everybody's just not going to go outside again. They kind of, this is it. Why bother, And I think they kind of like, by that they, I mean, Bill Gates, no. I don't know, like just official government, I don't know, it's like I don't know, how is there not like a cabal of elites? How is there not? I'm not saying they made COVID, but I kind of think they wanted the whole Great Reset to happen. And I mean, they're doing it. Don't get me wrong. But I think, like, just look at Meta, how he was like Zuckerberg acts like everybody's just gonna never do anything. Like, the way he presents that is it replaces life. Like, he's not talking about it like, I mean, sometimes, it's a fun virtual world like video games. I mean, they're not talking about video games like they're replacing your life, but the way he talks about Meta is like, oh, this is life now. We're going to work meetings? No, everybody's just going to sit with a hot headset on and get motion sickness going on these terrible 3D CGI graphics. And that's life now. I mean, we're Zooming forever. Like, And I really think they were like surprised that people really got messed up mentally, and people had, were anti-lockdown, and a lot of people just don't like being stuck inside and not being able to do anything. I mean, look the way China got. I kind of think they wanted, or they expected it to just be like, look, everybody goes online, no one's going to do anything anymore. And I mean, we really are, everyone is addicted to their smartphone. Like, I've been noticing, like, because I'm having to commute again back to the office, and I mean, on the train to work, everyone's on their phone looking down the whole time. I'm not exaggerating. I mean, and yeah, you're just going to work. I'm just not even awake until, but I'm not even on my phone because, I just don't want to be scrolling like that I don't know, I just don't feel like it. And they are just all zombies on their phones. I mean, there's nothing, but I mean, like, people really do need to be outside, get sunlight, just be around people. I mean, it's just not human to not do that. And I kind of think the, Bilderberg group kind of expected people to not fight it. I mean, like, I think they kind of have been like, the way like Biden pivoted and he was like, we're opening up again. We're opening up. And also, hey, fund the police now. Like, he just like completely, took a 180 on like restrictions, on like I mean, when Trump was in, they were like masking more. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they knew everybody would hate it. But the Bilderberg group is apparently real, guys, because I don't know how they found this out if it's secret. It says here, Bilderberg group meets in secret to discuss disinformation. And this is from a site I guess I'm have an email subscription to. The first Bilderberg group meeting was in 1954. I mean, it's real. They have a website. And this is something Alex Jones has talked about. And it's real. Bilderberg, I'm on the site right now. And a lot of these, they list everybody that went, so it's not secret. I don't know why they're saying it's secret, but they're talking about censorship, and they want to censor. How do you not say that that's a conspiracy? Like, they are conspiring to combat disinformation. They want to censor disinformation, which is totally subjective. There's no way. There's no definition. There's no concrete. What it is what they don't want out there. That's it. I mean, how do you not say? I mean, that whole disinformation group in the White House got disbanded, thank God, because of everybody against it. Everybody was against that. Even people that like probably, people that supported Biden didn't say a bad thing about him. They're all like, what is this? And now they have to go to the Bilderberg group and meet about it. And another thing is, they froze bank accounts of all those Canadian protesters. I mean, I don't even like thinking about that. Like, Bill Burr talked about for years, like he's like crazy against banks, like to a degree where I'm like, dude, you're a little paranoid. Because he talks about like keeping all his cash in like his walls of his house. I don't know if he actually did this, but with that happening, I'm like, he was right all along. Except that they could always be like, my thing is, how do you guarantee that like dollar bills are gonna be, that they can value those? I mean, the banks can just go, sorry, we don't have, like, the run on the banks in the 20s. I mean, but yeah, I should do what he did. I remember once I sold one. I had a shitty car. I sold for like only $1,000, and I had all that cash just in an envelope. And I was like, "This is good. I should just have a certain amount of money, like in cash, just on hand, like just in case. Not on hand, but just like hidden somewhere. But I really did think, no, nothing's gonna like that Canadian shit is gonna happen. I know it's Canada, but it's right there, and I mean, it's I'm still shocked about that. Like, I can't believe that. Like, it's pretty crazy. Like, it really is just blatantly the media and elites like blatantly against people now. I mean, blatantly. Like, oh, you're gonna like have a convoy of truckers just like we're just gonna freeze your bank accounts and let people not able to donate. That's 1984 shit. I mean, that's unpersoning all those people. And yeah, I'm never moving to Canada. I mean, but you've always thought like, oh, America, you can't do, not gonna happen here. Not gonna happen here. Like coronavirus that came, everybody was like, no. No. Listen, this is America. No. We have scientists. Bring them. Bring back the Operation Paperclip guys. We're gonna figure this out. Bring the Nazi scientists back. You fucking piece of shit. I mean, it's blatantly the media and like they're blatantly against the people now. I mean, look at how, and people think this is trivial because it's, the Johnny Depp trial. I know celebrities are annoying, but the fact that everybody's against Amber Heard, everybody thought it was a great verdict, but a lot of media, I'm actually pretty surprised about this. Are like against him and think it was the wrong verdict and are painting everyone as bad. Like, that's crazy. This isn't like an election. It's just a stupid celebrity. I mean, it's more than I would think, too. I thought it would be like the Jezebel website. Look at this. Like, they're painting everyone as like, ew. Man, what's wrong with Kathy Griffin other than looking like a mutant? Kathy Griffin called Johnny Depp a
orange, fat, bloated booze bag. They refused to show a picture. He looks like Donald Trump with a ponytail.
Man, what's wrong with her? I just don't understand how you think she was being believable. Like, I just don't get it. Yeah, the Washington Post apparently like posted some shit about how people are watching. There's way more people watching just YouTubers that are talking about the case. And it was that, I don't know, I don't want to get into all this, but they're like going, they're really not, like, look at this, New York Times, TikTok's Amber Heard hate machine. How dare they? Defense of Amber Heard. Yeah, I mean, the media's like against him. Amber Heard supporters saying they're facing
misogyny and threats.
There might be. I mean, but that's just the internet. I'm sick of people like, oh my God, this is pathetic.
Look at this. Vogue. Why it's time to believe Amber Heard. The Depp Heard trial has played right into the hands of far-right extremists, Vox. The Cut website. Why do so many people think Amber Heard is lying? No matter how damning, there's no evidence.
What are you talking about? I mean, honestly, they must have got paid by her team. Like, how do you... And, it's not like the media's corrupt or anything, but she's coming off looking good, someone said? I tried to be like, I would just see like people were like against her. And then I did watch her like testimony and all that. And I was like, there's undeniable, like it's undeniable. She's fake. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, I'm not going all out for Depp or anything, but like, that's like the most fake shit I've ever seen. And like everybody else pointed out, should we just like do that fake emotional thing and then snap immediately to, I don't know, I guess Kathy Griffin just like only does this now. Just goes on like the unpopular position. Oh God. You know, it'd be funny if like Amber Heard doesn't want anything to do with Kathy Griffin, and Kathy Griffin's like, let's get lunch. Let's go for brunch. Let's go for brunch. Doesn't she talk like that? Let's go for brunch. Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me? Johnny Depp, Orange, Trump? You're calling him Trump? Everything is Trump to those type of people now. What should I do? Trump. I'm going to say Trump about this. He's now just like a buzzword. He's like a Trump. Like everybody that you don't like is Trump now. Yeah, like I guess Bill Maher said to Joe Rogan, like calling someone a Nazi just means you like don't like them now. It's just like saying like shut up. Oh yeah, Nazi? Okay. Fine, Nazi. Nazi. Just yeah, everything's a Nazi, diminishing World War II completely and the Holocaust. But yeah, Bilderberg Group, man, who knows? Too bad Alex Jones didn't try to get in there. You know what would like validate everything? Like if Alex Jones tried to get there and just got shot or something. I shouldn't have said that. I'm gonna get flagged. Well, this is my last podcast, everybody. I don't know what to tell you, but they finally got to me. They finally took me out. I've been saying the truth for so long. And they just don't. It's too much. Just keep fighting a good fight, guys. Like I always say. Bilderberg. I'll speak it until I cannot speak again. Okay. Cuckolding is good. Cuckold with your friends. Cuckold with your family. Listen, it is not. It is actually
pretty healthy to do family play too. Incorporate your pets. Incorporate. Like where
is next is when I'm like everybody used to like always makes fun of, and you know, nobody likes the guys that are like, oh, gay marriage. What's next? Marrying. Well, I really do wonder what's next after the ass eating thing being so popular. Like, what is the next thing? Piss play. Poo. Diaper lovers. We'll see, guys. We will see. Tune in next time to see where it went to. Where's the slip? Where did the slippery slope slip to? Where is it going? I eat ass. And I smoke grass. I eat ass daily. I eat ass with chocolate syrup in there. And by that I mean, you know what I'm saying. I tell my girl run around a lot, get sweaty, go to the gym. Work a 12-hour shift, go to the gym. Drink a whole milkshake, come home, eat Shake Shack. And then is when I eat that ass. Yo, I want that shit to stank, alright? I want to taste your day on you. Ugh. I'm gonna throw up. I want to fucking gag on you. When I smell it, I just want to gag, yo. I want to fucking clean you out, yo. Clean your clock. Not only do I eat ass, yo, I do it all, yo. I eat shit. I eat whatever. Cause if I'm in love with you, I love all of you. And I want every piece of you, you know what I'm saying? Get sweaty, man. Get fucking, I just like it. I just like,
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just exhausted, you're just fucking dirty. I just want that, man. Anyway, yeah, let me know. Let me know. And I gotta go, guys, but thanks for tuning in to Eat Ass. Yeah, this is Reggie. Thanks for tuning in for sex and other shit sometimes with Reggie. Eat that ass.